Happy St. Stephen's Day, and you're watching video number 2 of my 12 Days of Christmas 2023 playlist. And in this video, we're going to take a look at the top 5 figures released in 2023. Let's get started. Hi everyone, welcome to 16 Figure Focus, and in this video, which is video number 2 of the 12 Days of Christmas 2023 playlist, did this last year, doing it again this year, and this is the 26th of December. Now, yesterday, if you watched number 1, the one basically that I did for yesterday for Christmas Day, was the top 5 figures released in 2023 as voted by my subscribers and people who engage my channel. But this video is purely selfish. It's, in my opinion, the top 5 figures that were released in 2023. So this is purely my own personal taste, and I have every single one of these figures behind me or somewhere in this room. This room's an absolute mess at the moment because I'm in the process of changing up the display. Anyway, let's take a look. Straight into it, number 5. This is the Mando Luke. This was actually number 5 as well in yesterday's playlist because it was voted for by the people engaging my channel. So this one here, subscribers and stuff like that. So this one here is number 5. What can I say about this figure that I didn't already say yesterday? It's a triple threat. Come on, it's Luke Skywalker. Do I love the character? Yes. Do I love the source material? The season finale of Mandalorian Season 2? Absolutely. Fantastic piece of work. And do I love this version? Yes. I actually prefer this version than the Return of the Jedi version, because the Return of the Jedi version, even though the cloak looked black, it was actually really, really dark brown, whereas this one almost made him look Sith-like. Fantastic figure, fantastic tailoring. The head sculpt looks pretty good as well. I mean, it looks like Luke Skywalker to me, even though it's based on the CGI deepfake Luke. But a CCFL really sets this one off. This can be displayed. It actually looks good with the cloak or without the cloak, or in some sort of a way maybe opens up the cloak to see the tunic. Right, so that's number 5. Number 4, Cad Bane. Again, this one was on the list yesterday as well. I don't want to say the same thing again. It's a fantastic figure. The paint apps look great. Looks exactly like he did in the Book of Boba Fett. I love the 3 different faceplates that they give you. 3 very different swap out platelets. You've got the breathing apparatus, you got the 2 guns, comes with Total 360 and all that. Fantastic looking piece, and looks really, really well. Looks actually really, really well next on his own. Like, it doesn't necessarily need to be posed next to him. I'm not going to get Cobb Van. It just has a lot of presence on its own. Looking forward to getting those Bladden set up and displaying him in a cube of his own. Number 3, I had to mention this. So, I knew nothing about the character Peacemaker until I watched James Gunn, The Suicide Squad 2. Or The Suicide Squad, I think it was called. Suicide Squad 2. James Gunn has a gift of taking characters that we know, the mainstream know nothing about or very little about unless you're into the comic books, and making you love them. There was no reason why, there's no reason for me to be as engaged emotionally with Guardians of the Galaxy 3 over a raccoon. If you know, you know. So he just has a great way of taking these eclectic mix of characters and making you care for them, and it did that with Peacemaker. It's some U-turn, because in the Suicide Squad 2 movie, we hated this guy. This guy was, he was an asshole, okay? But he was done really, really well. The script was good, the action was good, all the drama and the action was fantastic. John Cena did a great job, and then he got a series of his own, which has one of the best intros ever in TV history, but it was just really, really good. He really can act. At the start, we did not like him, and then on his journey, you gradually like him a bit more. It showed a lot of emotional depth. The humor was on point. The action was on point. Just a great show, and I will go back and watch it again. I was keen on this figure, and if you remember when this was first announced, the head sculpt wasn't great. The body proportions weren't great. It had terrible, terrible joints. So the body proportions actually weren't accurate. The shoulders and the chest and the arms. And then the arms were jointed and they looked awful. The face didn't look great at all. And also, I think there was it only came at one of the chrome helmets possibly, and it didn't look that chrome. So there's a bunch of things wrong with it. I said in a live stream that maybe they'll actually change it. This is before they actually did. Joao was in the chat and he said, HotToys will never do this. If they do this, I'll buy you a Peacemaker. A few days later, they put up the updates. They had given it, not only just fixed the body proportions and the arm proportions and the shoulders, but given it beautiful seamless arms with actual muscle definition, which looks accurate to John Cena. They chromed up the helmets, the 2 of them. They gave like a swap out removable tongue, a different face plates, and the actual face looked a lot better. So Joao did it. he just sent it on to me. A man of his word. I told him he didn't have to, but he did. One of the highlights of my collecting for 2023, and it's an amazing figure. They've nailed it. The head sculpts look great. The proportions look great. The tailoring looks great. It pops on the shelf because it's such a weird, different figure. Comes with the Peacemaker, which you can remove with just a... I haven't done it yet, but maybe over Christmas I'll do. Comes with the sword, the axe, eagly with swap out wings. I can fold them up or wide, and the usual base and swap out hands and stuff like that. Yeah, just a really, really good figure. Number 2. I knew I'd like this. This is the blueprint of Triple Threat. Do I love the character Iron Man? Yes. Do I love the source material? The 2008 Iron Man movie, the one that started it all, the one that started the entire MCU, directed by Jon Favreau, and put Robert Downey Jr. back on the map and made him a household name all over again. Fantastic. And do we love this version? This is the Mark III. I know you have the Mark 1, the 2, but the Mark III is the first one that he actually used properly as Iron Man. It wasn't the one that helped him escape from the cave. It wasn't the one for prototype. This is the first one with that hot rod red and gold color proportions. Really, really chunky looking, the rounded chest. Really kind of the man in an iron suit, or alloy or whatever it's called. Bunch of different swap out parts. You've got the swap out battle damage, cleaner battle damage faceplate, shoulders, chest, the arc reactor smashed to bits. We get the special edition, you get the crushed up Mark III helmet, the head sculpt's on point. The base is a bit of an issue. There's 2 parts of it. It takes an awful lot of effort to snap it in. It took me ages, and you really have to use the elbow grease, and you've got to manipulate and push it, but eventually you can get it flush. Yeah, the molds weren't great in that. I made it work, but it took a lot of effort. But it's just a fantastic piece. I have it right here in front of me. Articulation's great, the engineering's great. I'm really looking forward to getting it posed up back in those bladder lens and with a fusion reactor as well. Fantastic piece. Just want to give a quick recap before I tell you my figure of the year. So coming in at number 5, the Hot Toys Mando Luke. Coming in at number 4, the Hot Toys Cad Bane from the Book of Boba Fett. Coming in at number 3, the Peacemaker, based on John Cena's appearance from the Peacemaker TV show. At number 2, the Mark III 2.0. So good. But coming in at number 1, the best release of 2023, in my opinion. This is my opinion. It wasn't voted on like the one I released yesterday. Go back and watch the one from yesterday if you want to see what the my subscribers voted. But the number 1 figure, in my opinion, for 2023, as much as we're all sick of hearing about it and talking about it, I am not sick of loving the Dark Knight trilogy. I'm not sick of loving the Dark Knight, Christian Bale's performance as Batman, Heath Ledger's performance as the Joker, and just a fantastic character. The number 1 figure of 2023, yeah, I have to give it to him. I mean, come on, in fairness, what's not to like? Even though the world and its mother and every single company has done this figure, Hot Toys have done numerous renditions of it. They're doing a new arts on one. We have got J&D doing 3 different SKUs in it. This inart had 3 different SKUs in it. There's customs, kit bash, you name it, they're there. But this is a fantastic 2-pack. The inart 1/6 scale rooted Joker, based on the likeness of Heath Ledger from the movie The Dark Knight. The sculpt is on point. The paint apps is on point. You've got separate rolling eyeballs function, although it's a bit annoying to manipulate. Fantastic rooted hair. I took this photo in the light box. This is my own version. I took this photo myself. You can see the makeup even blending and bleeding from the forehead into the hair. The outfit on point. This guy has a shirt, a tie, it has a waistcoat, it has a grey jacket, it has got the big purple overcoat, the pants, the formal shoes where the heels and the balls of the feet sit perfectly, but the toes lean up, and unfortunately that does lead to the figure sometimes falling over if it's not posed correctly. Be careful of your center of gravity out there, folks. The magnetic base. I'm looking at the jail cell version beside me here. Look, this, like, for all the talk about it, even though it was released, say, you could argue it was released the end of last year. I got it in hand this year, and the majority of people did get it this year, so I'm going to say it's this year's release. They did release a few of them in late 2022, but I was going back and forth whether to include it. But last year my figure of the year was Snowspeeder Luke, and I think it'd be a shame to not give this figure of the year 2023, as much as we're all sick of talking about it. Fantastic piece. And that's it. That's the end of the video. If you want to support the channel, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, let me know if you're picking any of these up or not, let me know your #1 figure of the year or not, let me know your top 5. And you can also follow me on Instagram and on X. And we'll see you again tomorrow for day 3 of the 12 Days of Christmas playlist 2023. And yeah, that's it. See you in the video. See you in the next one. Good luck.